From Diane Olick to Diane Black. She's a Republican representative from Tennessee, and she just voted yes for the no budget, no pay bill, which extends the debt ceiling limit for another 3 months. Congresswoman, welcome. Good to have you with us.
Well, it's great to be with you, Tyler. Thank you for having me.
In the last few minutes, our John Harwood, our chief Washington correspondent, put out the idea that this vote or this change of tactics in the midst of the fiscal discussion effectively may take the debt ceiling off the table as a bargaining chip, not just for this go-round, but going into the future. Do you see it that way? Is the debt ceiling no longer a legitimate tool for use?
Well, I think that is exactly what we're doing in requiring that there would be a budget passed by the Senate. Obviously, if you don't have a budget passed, and it's been 4 years now that the Democrat-controlled Senate has not passed a budget, you can't get to the point of talking about how you control your spending. And we know that Washington has a spending problem. So this is a way that we can get them to do what they're statutorily required to do, but there's nothing there that keeps them from doing that. And so we're really hoping that this will make it so that they come up with a budget that we can actually talk about.
So just to make it clear here, do you view this move as one that will mean that we will not be facing a discussion over raising the debt ceiling again to be used as a lever either for budget cuts or anything else? Is it off the table now as a tool for use by either party?
Well, we're going to just extend it for the period of time that we believe until we can get done what really is necessary, and that is to get down to the brass tacks and start talking about the spending and getting the spending cuts and the reforms, the entitlement reforms, on the table. If we're able to get what we've been asking for at least one for one cut for one increase, actually the president talked about during the campaign he would do 3 to 1. We sure would like to have 3 to 1. But if we could get to that point, then we wouldn't have to be talking about this. We could do a long term.
So let me just take me inside the huddle, if you wouldn't mind, Congresswoman, and tell me how this change of tactics came about. I gather it arose during your meeting with the Republican conference down in Williamsburg last week. How did it come about? Whose idea was it?
Well, Tyler, we've been talking for the last 2 years since I've come to Congress about how can we get the Democrat-controlled Senate to do what we need them to do so we can get to regular order. Because we have put a budget on the table for the last 2 years, but we can't get conversation. The president obviously put a budget on the table. He didn't get any votes for it in the House or the Senate. So we've been negotiating against ourselves. And this is the only way you're really going to get to the topic of getting fiscal control here in Washington. And so in thinking how can we get the Senate to move and do what they're constitutionally required to do, this was one of the thoughts that we had, is to say, no, you don't pass a budget, you don't get paid.
All right, Congresswoman Black, thank you very much. We appreciate your being with us.
You're welcome.
Thank you again.
Thank
Sue?
you.